channel. Today's video is going to be like working with the horses. So, got a little bit of story to tell first. So, this morning, I got kicked. So, I'll tell you the story. It's kind of long. Well, it's actually not that long, but anyway. So we were down there feeding, and Blondie here, Pony's over there, and Dakoda's right next to me. We were feeding Blondie, Peppa, and what's her name? Abby. We were feeding Blondie, Peppa, and Abby because they get fed in the morning. Me and my sister were doing that this morning. So we were down here at the barn, and of course all the other horses aren't supposed to get fed, are down there trying to get fed. And so Dakoda's over there, of course, trying to get fed too. He's walking on like the alleyway, like down here in between the stalls of the barn. Walking down the alleyway, and I'm over here to the side of him, shooing him, like, come on, hurry up, get out of the barn. And he nails me right in my thigh. So I know it wasn't because a horse was behind him, because no horse was nowhere. The horses were like, he was like in here, and the horses were like over there, towards the end of the barn, and he was like in there. So, yeah, I know it was because of horses, and I sat there and watched him. He pinned his ears back at me and kicked me, right, like, on my thigh, and it hurt pretty bad, but, I'm okay. So, he's gonna get a bunch of groundwork done today, because I do admit I haven't been working with him as much as I should be, so he's gonna get a bunch of groundwork done today, and then Peppa is gonna get groundwork today, and Blondie, we just have to figure out, he needs some medicine on his feet and stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and put hoof heel on the tops of his feet, and then I'll let my sister come out here and do the stuff that needs to be done on the bottom of his feet. And I've already got Dakoda saddled up next to me, and then Pony is over there. So, yeah, so I've got him saddled up. I'm fixing to go, I'm going to do his feet, do Blondie's feet, and then do her feet. So this turpentine is going to go on the bottom of his foot, on the inside, and his hoof heel is going to go right here around the edges. Stuff is literally like putting honey on the bottom of your horse's foot. Like, that stuff is sticky. And I've got it on my hand, so I'm going to rinse it off. So, and then after that, I had to do Pony's feet too. She can be a little stubborn sometimes. So whenever I'm working with my horses, I always like to just start off by desensitizing with the whip, just so they know I'm not going to hurt them with it, but they also, whenever I do work with it, they also need to respect it. But I always like to start out with just desensitizing with the whip a little bit, because this pony does get nervous around some things sometimes, so I always just start out with desensitizing. And then here she did stand still for me touching her with the whip, so I did give her a treat. And then I moved on to lunging her and making her walk in a circle just around me. And I kept her moving with the whip because she did try to stop a few times. And I know we all had different techniques of lunging horses, which I'm completely okay with that. I just, the way we do it is I always make sure my belly button is lined up with her nose, and just keeping her moving with the whip and in a nice circle. And then the way we get them to stop is we bend down and say whoa, and we expect them to stop, unlike she did, but stop immediately and turn their bottoms away from us so they respect us and know that not to keep their bottoms away from us. And then when we get them to back up, I was working on with her the wiggle back up technique, whatever you want to call it. But she is still learning that and doesn't really know how to do that at all. She does barely back up with just the normal way backing them up. She barely does that, but we are working with her on that, and she does it sometimes, but sometimes she doesn't, so we're still working on that with her. But when she does back up, whenever I ask her to, I do reward her and pet her. And then here, she would not go back into the lunging, which I think she was just being a pony, you know, the pony attitude. And I am trying to get to where I don't have to use the whip as much to lunge her, but I did have to pick it up and use it because she was not turning or going off in a circle, and she was being lazy and was not wanting to walk in a circle. So she's still working on that. We're still working on that with her, so yeah. And then here, I know she went out of frame there, but she stopped right where I wanted her to and yielded and moved and stopped with her butt away from me, so I was very happy, and I went up and gave her a treat and gave her lots of loving. And then I always like to try and get her to stop, since that's what we are having problems with. I always like to try and have her stop on both and going both directions, and then as soon as she does that, that's a great place for me to stop with her and just reward her. And here, so she did stop pretty much the way I wanted her to. Was not perfect, but at least she did stop. We're taking baby steps here, and so she stopped, so I did give her a treat, and that's when I stopped with her, and so she did pretty good for this session. So we're done here, and she did really good. So I'm done with her with the far as lunging, and I tried one more time doing the wiggle back up thing, trying her to back up, and I got more aggressive with it, and that's when she did back up a few steps, and I was very, very happy with that, so I rewarded her with treats. And after this, she did what I asked her to. She stopped both ways and did the back up, so this completes our training session with Peppa. So now moving on to Dakoda, and again, I'm starting off desensitizing. That's what I always do. No matter if the horse is scared of the whip or not, I always desensitize. And yeah, I'm not going to be narrating here because Dakoda, I'm doing the same thing I did with Peppa, and so Dakoda knows how to do pretty much everything, and so I just was desensitizing and did basically the same thing with him. And so that's about it for today's video. Sorry I didn't have my phone when I was riding. I would have got some clips of me, riding, but it's gosh dark. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please subscribe, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.